Hello everybody, good morning. I just feel like my music's a bit loud. I'm going to turn it down a bit. Or maybe it's just loud on my on my side. It feels loud. Okay, there we go. Let's just turn it down just a little bit because it's hey. Why is it not working? Good morning, everybody. How are we all today? Let's see who's in, if there's anyone in. Just always try and give everybody a few minutes to join us if we can. What is going on? Learn more about chatting. I don't want to learn more about chatting. Okay. Why is it? Has it begun? Has it not? Why is it now saying that it hasn't begun? I am live in the room. There we go. There we go. Yes. Okay. So, I have everything on me. I'm going to, while I'm working, I'm actually going to switch off my my little camera up on the top right hand corner, just so that you guys can see better. And also because I'm recording and it will just look better later for my recordings. So today I've totally zoomed into my mat to try and so that it's not far away, so that you can see the near and now right here. I hope it works. I hope it works out. I think it will. I'm busy watching all of it, so just excuse me if I do land up adjusting cameras and stuff like that, because yeah, just so that we can, because I am recording this, I genuinely record so that I can try and make when I get some time to make highlight videos. Okay, so today we're actually making a little forest friend topper, the little baby deer, and we're going to do, if you're looking on my screen right now, we're going to be doing the little one that is on the bottom left hand side, that little deer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, anyway, so let's get started. I'm just going to switch my top, the camera where you see my face. I know that it's nice to see it every now and then, but I'll go in between here and there. But at the moment, I'm just going to switch it off because, yeah, like I say, so that we can see what's happening better for you guys to see. And then it gives me more of a bigger area when it comes to, it's just, am I playing that? No? Yes? I just want to have some social media. Follow me on all my social media. Yeah, like and subscribe to the channel, share. Make sure that you hit the notification button so that you get the notifications for when I'm live and when I'm uploading videos. I'm editing. I'm going to try and edit a whole bunch of videos this week so that I can start adding more and more videos to my to my backlog. Anyway, guys, let's get started. Time is limited today. I need to be done by 12 o'clock, so let's get moving. I'm just going to switch off my logo too, just so that we've got more space around us over here. Okay, so our little forest friend, she's brown, but she's shades of brown. So I'm actually going to go with like a lighter shade of brown. I'm going to utilize obviously colors that I have had from the past couple, the past week. One of those is obviously all the skin color that I used for my previous toppers last week. So and I think she's pretty much round about that color actually, this nice sandy color. Her lighter shade, her very, very light shade of her face, that I will add as a separate color. But I'm going to pretty much make her body the lighter shade, and then I'm going to basically do like a dusting for the shades of the darker parts, like of her little feet and the rest of her body and all the rest of it. So okay, now we need definitely more than this, so let's mix some extra color. She should be fairly simple to actually make. There's not much to her, especially since she's lying down, so that in itself makes things so much easier. She needs to be big enough, so she'll be around, I'll make her between 8 and between 6 and 8 centimeters big, kind of. And then so I just want to press record, and then she'll fit perfectly either on a 15 centimeter cake or a 20 centimeter cake, either way. So. I've actually been I've had requests for inquiries for this very same particular little forest friend a few times actually. So, and this is actually only the first time that I'm actually getting to actually do it, so that's pretty cool. And then to complement this little topper, which I'm not doing on live, there will be edible print forest friends that I will put onto gumpaste backings for cupcakes. Okay. So the brown I'm going to use is actually not going to be chocolate brown. It's the ivory color that I use for skin color, which has lost. I don't actually know what color this is. I think it's brown. Okay, this is the ivory. Sometimes the color on the lid disappears and gets lost in the abyss, and then I have to guess what the color is. So let's see. So bearing in mind, it doesn't matter that she's going to be light. I'm going to use a lighter shade, and also this always dries lighter. So I might make it a little bit darker because it'll dry lighter, but we're going to shade her with some brown, with chocolate brown dusting. You can see she's shaded, although this picture is definitely not an edible topper that I'm working from. That is a ceramic. That's a ceramic. Even though when you search for it, it comes up as a cake topper. It's not edible though. That I can see that it's far too smooth. I don't think it's made out of gum paste, that's for sure. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a series of Are you going to be a nuisance today? Just nuisance. I think that's become her nickname, just nuisance. So I'm just mixing color. And then okay, I'm gonna I am trying to decide how much I actually want to paint it, so if I should rather go darker. I think darker. For the lighter bits, I'm going to add them as lighter bits. My color is looking very off here today. I'm not sure why. Could be the lighting. It could be that it's cloudy outside and miserable, that the camera is making it look not the right color. I'm going to put a lot more of this in. Kind of want to make it go. Do you want to go outside? I'll be back. I think that's better. A bit darker. Okay, so we're going to shade her anyway, but I'd rather start off with the in-between color, and then we can go darker, and then I'll add just the bits and pieces on her chest and her face to be lighter. Okay, so we're going to start off with her body. I'm just going to quickly go wash my hands and I'll be back. Let's get started. We're going to do her. If you're wondering, if it's the first time you're watching me and you're wondering what I'm putting in my hands, it is vegetable fat, and the wholesome vegetable fat. It helps for the gum paste not to stick to my hands. It also keeps the gum paste moist while I'm working with it. So we want quite a nice big chunk for her little body. Sorry, I have a picture next to me so that I can keep an eye on it. I just want to see. I think what I'm going to do probably okay, let's make it a bigger chunk. because what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to actually just blend her legs and everything. I'm not going to put her legs in separately because she's lying down with her legs tucked under. So let's do it this way. Okay, so we need to get this nice and smooth. I'm just going to roll this nicely into a nice smooth kind of ball. And we'll work it over, its way up, and then I'm going to pull it off, and then I can have a nice smooth ball. And I got myself a nice new tool because my other one was eaten by my puppy dog and it had bite marks in it. Okay, so we're going to roll it into basically like an oval, nice smooth oval. I'm trying to keep it smooth side up. I should have cut my nails. I generally keep them super short for the reason that I get nail marks. Okay, so she's got a nice cute little bum, so we're going to want to try and keep it nice and round, and I'm going to pull this up so we can pull her neck in. So the only thing that we're going to put in separately really is the tail, and then the head, her head, and her ears and her horns and stuff. That detail we'll put in separately. So at the moment she looks kind of fat, right? But I'm going to carve her legs out of this in a way. So yeah, it looks like she's a bit chubby, but she's not really. I just want to make sure that we get her back. So we want her back to be quite curved, because that's the way she is. And we're going to put her neck up like that. I'm going to constantly keep my hands moist because I need to work with this. And we're going to do her body first, one, because obviously that's the base of her. Let's push her bum up a bit. I want a nice round little bum. Okay. And then what we're going to do, so we will, let's see if I can do it from this side so that you can see what I'm doing. We're going to create the legs there. So we'll start off with that leg and just smooth it around. Okay, so you'll see. And then so then by doing this we're going to create her little body here on the side. Okay. And while it's soft, we can still push and pull. Okay, so then we have her one little arm here, one leg. then what do we have here? So we're going to push that bit there to create a little gap. That's her arm there. Right, have you got it? And we're just going to push that in there. Need a smaller ball. No. Okay, so we're going to use a smaller ball. We're going to push it in. And then we can move it up and stuff. So I just want to turn around so that I can see what's going on. Okay, see, make sure. We make the creases when we need the creases. So the leg goes in here a bit. Just smooth it out a bit. And then, so what we have here is we have 1 foot. Make the impression of 1 foot. 1 hoof. Okay. Make the impression of the second hoof. I mean, the hoof, so that it's so there's the leg, that's the hoof. Then next to it is the other hoof and the other foot. And then any creases that we don't want, we can just smooth out. And remember, we're going to paint in there and everything to make it much darker. And then we're going to make the second hoof. Let's go that way. So that one will be that way. Let's make it distinctive so that we can see the difference between the two. So there we've got 1 foot and the other foot. Let's make this nice. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So carve out the and obviously, you know, we're always trying to make it symmetrical. Symmetrical, so that always can prove to be quite a challenge with everything, trying to make these things symmetrical. I am going to put this in here. Because she's lying down, I'm not going to push it right through. It's quite a stable, because she's lying down, she's got the whole base to use. to, you know what I mean, to be stable. So I'm not going to stress about pushing this right through, because her being flat like this, she's not going to fall off the cake or topple over or anything like it. The only time she's going to topple over is if someone actually pushes her over. So let's do the other side of the front. I'm just wondering, I'm trying to, okay, her chest needs to, what I'm going to do, her legs need to jut out more than that. I'm just looking at that. That her front legs need to jut out more than what they're doing right now. So I'm going to just shave this extra bit off. Because I need that bit to jut out. Don't know if that's going to work. I might need to start from scratch. Or possibly I need to actually put the legs separate, the front legs separately. No, okay. Now I just ruined it. And I'll start again. Something's, yeah, I need those legs to jut out. So I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to new plan. This is what happens when I'm working. Start off one way and then it doesn't really work. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do the front legs a little separately. Yeah, I think that will work better, because I need her front paws to, if you can see in the picture, they need to be a little bit more ahead of her chest, and that was not happening. Okay, so, and I also feel like her body needs to be a little bit longer, so let's do that again. We'll get it right. Okay, so I'm gonna make her body a little bit longer. I'm gonna just make it do that a bit. And because we're going to now add her front legs rather than carve them out in here, I'm going to try and make her a little bit thinner. Oh, what's going on here? I'm getting a bubble in her bum. We'll smooth it out. Let's do this. Sorry. Looks like now. Okay. So generally when I'm doing these things for the first time, this is kind of what happens, because I haven't done it before. So I'm trying to work out the best possible way forward. To work it out better. So yeah, there's a bit of a process of possibly redoing things. Okay. Like now, if I've done it before, like I've done Princess Poppy a million times now, so I kind of have a idea of how to do her every time. Okay. So that's better. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the smooth side up. I'm just going to roll this bit by her, where her neck is going to come out. So we're going to still pull her neck up. I'm going to up her bum. because her bum is up in the air, right, with her haunches down. We're going to make this a little bit narrower because we're going to add those legs, okay, which I think this is going to work out better. And then we're going to pull this up to pull into her neck. We want it nice and smooth and round. Okay, right, that I think is going to work out better. Okay, so I'm making this so much more narrower, you can see, than the back, because we're going to add those arms in, those front legs. Okay, let me make it nice and smooth. Okay, so we're going to carve out her back legs first. Sorry, and just nuisance is being a nuisance as usual. Just nuisance. Okay. Right, so let's go. Okay, so we're going to do these legs, the back legs first, and then we can do the front legs, which we'll add. Okay, then we're going to let's put this in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add the lighter color here on the front. Okay, the bum is looking good. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to work out better. And then we can be more distinctive about the legs and stuff. So from about there is where we're going to get the crease. And I'm just going to sorry, Tina Lowe? Yes. Yes. Okay, so now we're looking more like something which I think is better, and then we just trying to create the impression of the foot, which will then over here. Yeah, so we're going to have to pull this out a bit because technically her foot is behind this foot. So I'm going to just pull it out a bit. So we just pull it out. So you can see I'm almost like cutting it out a bit because I'm going to slot her front paw in there, her front hoof and her front leg. Okay. I'll just run that down like that. So we're going to pull that out a bit, okay, so that we can slot her front paw in there. Okay, let's get this nice and round, and then we push it up so that it's more of a crease in her than like this weird little and then I'm actually going to use the my knife to crease the hoof. Okay. Right, and then we can put some little creases in here. And where it needs to be smoothed out, smooth it out nicely. Okay, so that's that side. We're going to do the other side. So there we go. Just want to smooth this out a little bit more. Okay, right. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Let me try and get it in the in symmetry, same spot. And obviously try not to poke my eye out with this. I'm actually going to cut it because I'm going to poke my eye out. Alright, so I'm going to land up eyeless. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make an impression of the foot coming all the way here. And then at about the same, I'm looking at it this way. We're going to pull it out. So that we can use it so it can slot in front. Let's just dig it out of it. And with this, I mean, like, I know this stuff takes a long time to dry, but at the same time, you still have to work at a certain pace, because what happens is, even though it takes a while to dry because it's quite solid, if the outside starts to actually dry and it starts creasing and crusting, and obviously while you're working with it, you don't really want that happening. Let's get that leg right, but just make sure the legs, that it's all looking good. Okay, we're going to also use the knife again as a crease. So I'm not cutting through, I'm just using it to create the hoof. Okay, you can put a little bit of a crease there, you know, like a little ripple of skin. Just want to make sure that this bum is so nice and up. Just create some haunches here at the back. So yeah, that bit there, just so that it looks like the back of the ankles. What is it? The elbow ankle part of of a back leg on an animal. Okay. So let's just make sure that I can move that. Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to indent that even more a bit. Again, because we're going to be putting the front hoof, the front leg and that there. I think she's got a little bit of a longer neck. So let me just, while I can, just quickly move it up a bit some more. Okay. Right. So that, just get that right there. Okay. So that's that for now. Let me put it this side so that you can see it. Okay, and then we're going to put the legs in the front paws. Okay, so her front legs, let's see, kind of make them as one little ball. And then we try and make it matchy-matchy, same. Sorry, matchy-matchy is what I use with my daughter, matchy-matchy. That's what I say to her. Okay. And we want them to be equal, as much as possible. I mean, it's sometimes very difficult to get them exact. So we're going to roll them. So we're going to make them look like an actual leg. So we're going to roll them that same way, as if I was creating it, if it was going to stand up. And then we're going to fold it back. So let's make them the same. So you want them the same, same length. See, this is why I should have no nails. I've just poked her up the bum. And just have to smooth her out. Okay, so you can see now that obviously the one had more gum paste than was a bigger ball. Because now the one looks thinner than the other. But it's fine. What I'm going to try and do is just run this one out more. And I'm going to end up cutting them anyway on the top. Okay, just want her hoof part to be smaller at this end. And then we're going to cut them so that looks pretty much equal. And this is going to be, so I'm doing it like this so that I can make sure I get that part right. So we're going to go one there, and we're going to move that so that I don't touch it. And then we're going to do that one there. And that's how they're going to slot in on her body. And do you value your life? Do you value your life? No, you don't. You don't value your life, do you? Hey, naughty dog. You don't value your life. Where is Ish? Where's Anna? Doesn't value. Just Nuisance does not value her life. She's so naughty, this dog. Ah. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to just, while I've got it out, I'm just going to create the little crease of where the hoof would be. Because also what's going to happen is that little, let's make it equal. We're gonna that section is also much darker, so we're gonna paint that darker as well. Okay, that's the hoof. So what we that's what I did. I was getting up and then I got distracted by Just Nuisance. Just Nuisance, whose name is not actually Just Nuisance. She's just a nuisance. She's a nuisance little doggy. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're going to put some glue on here. Edible glue that I make from Tyler's. Okay. But before we glue her, we're going to bend her leg back, because that's how she is sitting. She's sitting like that. So we're going to bend that before we glue it down, and that means that needs to be going all the way around. So we're just going to give her a bit of a knee. Okay, and then we're going to do the same. Let's just go all the way around. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. This side, I want it to be the right way around, so we're going to put them together so that we can make sure that we get them doing the same thing in the right places. Okay. Also give it a little bit of a knee. I don't know if you can see that. The hands are in the way. Okay, so we've put a little bit of glue. So we wanted to slot the foot. Just going to put a little glue on there. So I wanted so I'm going to open up this foot, because we wanted that to fit behind it like that. And then we can do that. So we wanted it to jut out like that. And then the little foot to be behind this foot. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just add a little bit of glue there. Same thing, we're going to open up here so that we can put that in there like that. And then this leg seems to be jutting out more than the other one. Okay. It's just, there we go. Just give it some definition. Okay, so that's how we're going to go. So the thing is that obviously, like the way we make gumpaste characters, you do see this kind of thing happening. This is why in the picture I'm saying that it's a ceramic thing, because it's probably made through an actual mold. And I don't often do anything with an actual mold unless I absolutely have to. I'm just going to put a piece of wire for her tail. I'm going to do it now because it's soft at the moment, and once it's too hard, I'm not going to be able to put that wire. So I'm going to use that wire to just slot her tail on. Okay, so I'm going to put it that side so that you can see it. Oopsie, you see now. You don't want arms coming off. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to move on to the face, although Okay. I'm just thinking. I'm going to move onto the face. Got one eye open, one eye closed. I'm just trying to think of, so I'm going to do her head in this, and then I'm going to do like an overlay of a lighter color down her neck here, and then on her face. I'm going to actually try and do her head in proportion and not like a caricature where her head is larger than life, because that always proves to be an issue. That's the problem with some of these caricatures, is that their heads and everything else are far bigger than they should be. And then they become top heavy. So where my concern is now with doing the head is that when I put the head on here, this is not going to be dry enough. It's raining, it's cold, it's moist outside, it's damp, so things take longer to dry. So one of the things that might land up happening is I will land up not putting the head on by the end of this session, because I don't want it to push down on this. This is heavy. This is going to be heavy on that, even though it's got this. So because this is not dry, so even though it's got the stem to sit on, it's still going to push down and put weight onto this. And then while it's sitting, it's going to start wrinkling and pushing down on here. And then it's not going to be so nice and smooth anymore, and it's going to look terrible. So more than likely what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put the head on its own stick for now, so that I can do the head, obviously. So what will probably happen is that I'll probably land up doing it to a certain point, but I will take the head, keep the head separate for now, so that this can dry and the head can dry separately, and then I'll put the head on afterwards, like tomorrow, so that it's had time to dry and it's not going to push down on here to push this, and then I lose all my smoothness. This is the reason for me why I say, if everywhere you see in my terms and conditions and everything, is that when it comes to toppers, I need at least 5 working days, because I need to do the toppers in stages, sometimes depending on what it is. So that's why also, like, even doing this live can be quite challenging, because I actually generally do these things in stages, and not all in one shot, one go, because it needs time to dry, especially like at the moment with this weather that we're having. Okay, but I think what I'm going to do is I'll do that separately, and then I'll do her head separately. Okay, I do think that should be fine. Okay, so now I kind of need to, I'm going to try and work as much as I can with it in my hand, because I don't want to flatten the back of her head. When I work with the faces for humans, generally it's okay that I flatten the back of the head like that, because it's going to have hair, but she's not going to have hair, so to cover it and make up for it. So it does pose a slight bit of a challenge. So okay, but she's got, we're gonna give it, that's where her eyes are going, that's her eye level, but she doesn't have that much of a bridge to her nose. So I'm just going to press it gently so that it's slightly lower. But yeah, she doesn't really have much of a bridge to her nose. No, she's got quite a flat little face, just looking at all the other ones. And then I'm going to, so she's got one eye open and the other eye is shut. But we still need to make the impression of the eye. So we will do that. So we're still going to build up the eye and everything in the eye that's closed, but then we will then close it so that you can see that there's an eye underneath there and it's not just some weird flat thing happening. Okay. Generally animals are, for me, easier to make. Just want to give her a chin. She's got a little bit of a like for next week I've been requested, I think, we'll see if I get it, I have to make a dog and some 3D dog head toppers for cupcakes. She's got a little bit of, she's got her cheeks. I just want to, okay. So I'm just going to flatten that out a bit because she's got quite flat eye effort going on there. Her head is tilting, so I want to, I'm probably gonna do that at an angle. Okay, I'm gonna just put it down like that. I really should have cut my nails. Oh God. Okay, so she's got like this beautiful flat. Just want to create some cheeks. She's very pretty. She's a pretty little deer. I'm going to do that to create a little bit of a chin. It'll create some cheeks and a little bit of a chin. I'm trying desperately to try and keep this head round at the back, so we keep it so we're creating some cheeks. Okay, then that's where her eyeball is going to be, and the other eyeball. Just smooth it out a bit so it's not so. Okay, so we're going to add a little nose. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do an impression. So this is all going to get covered by a lighter color. Make actually, you know what, I'm going to do that one. Okay. So I'm just going to put her onto a stick. And onto something else in the meantime. And then I'm going to just, I need dark brown. Okay, I'm going to have to create light brown, and I'm going to have to create some dark brown. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this, I'm going to make it brown, I'm going to some of this, and I'm going to make it lighter. Don't need to hang up a lot of brown, so that's why I'm not going to use too much. So this bit, this lighter bit, we're going to use along the chest here and on the face, and then we'll make little white dots on it as well. I'm just going to pop that in with this, and then I'm just going to quickly make some brown, because I need brown for the eyes and the eyelashes and the nose. I think this is brown. Can't help me if it's not. I think it is. Yes, it is. Let's just make some brown here. Yeah, some chocolate brown. So she's got a cute little brown nose. I think it needs to be darker than that. So that should be good. Okay, I'm just going to go wash my hands. I can't work with them like this. Okay. Right. So one of the things I want to do is I want to add, so I'm going to put, I think I'm going to have to do it a lot afterwards. Just trying to think. Okay, I'm just going to let the face dry a little bit, and I'm going to do this chest area on here. I'm going to put very little glue on here, just enough so that it can stick. I don't want it wet. No, it becomes quite a thing to work with. Okay, so we're just going to roll this. I'm not actually even going to roll it out with, just going to take a little piece and I'm going to flatten it out. And then I'm going to, it might be a little bit too long, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look like a fairy chest. So I just want to make it roughly in the shape that I want it to go. And I'm going to stick it down on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tool and I'm going to pull the edges off. Just going to move it up into the top. I just want to see what I'm doing here. Down in the bottoms. So I'm gonna pull those pieces off. I'm gonna take them off completely because it's gonna blend in with so that it looks like it's fur blending in. So I'm going to actually pull these off and take that excess off. Like that. Okay, so let me do it this side. So you can see that's the lighter bit, and we'll make it look like a little bit of a, I actually might just do her tail quickly as well. She's got quite a big stubby tail. Do a little bit of that on there. Everything always starts out as a ball and then rolled into the shape that you want. Kind of want it pointy at the end. And then we're going to bring it down like this. That's a little tail. Give it a bit of a crease there. Crease there. Side. So then we're going to, for the face, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to roll it, because I kind of want it as, I don't want it too thick, I want it flat as possible. And I'm going to use a circle to cut it. So I use sometimes I use my nozzles, depending on my nozzles, to cut things, because sometimes they are the perfect size for what I'm looking for, and this is going to be the perfect size. Okay, we're just going to roll it out a bit so that it's not too thick, because it is going on the face. Can't do that because it's got spikes. Lift it up. And then we're going to pop it on the face. So her there and there and down her face and around here is all this lighter color. It's not her whole head. And we're going to pop this onto her face. And we're going to make the impression. And we're going to do the same thing that we've done on her body, except there's this triangle bit. Well, triangle, is it a triangle bit? This little bit down the front, which is not there. You need to cut that bit out. So we're going to take that little bit off. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create like a little, tiny little hairs to shape her face. I'm going to do it all the way around so that it looks, so it looks like hair. And so it looks like it's blending in with the rest of her face. side as well. And also, like at this stage, we can kind of pull it out to make it more round, if it's not fitting in the right shape. I think we've got the gist of it. So we're also going to just let's just press that out a bit. And where I made those creases earlier on, I'm just going to crease in there again so that it fits nicely. Because right on the tip here, it'll make more sense once I start putting the mouth on and the eyes. Okay. Just want to make sure that her face is looking equal and symmetrical. Right, so from here I'm gonna add, I find that I always need to do the nose first, nose and mouth, and then things look way better. Then I feel like it's coming together. So we're going to do the little mouth. We're going to add the mouth, which is that little front bit. And then I'm going to actually paint in that dark brown area of her mouth because it's very small. So this is a bit of a round. I'm just going to make it slightly round like that. So that's I don't know how to explain it. Don't know how to, just watch. I don't know how to explain it though. So we're going to put a little bit of, again, never too much or else it starts to slip and slide, and yeah, it doesn't work very well if it slips and slides. So we're kind of making that bit round because that's actually going to form part of the mouth. We're going to put on there. So if you put too much glue on, you'll see it slips around too much. So always be careful of that. You're going to just try and slip that into there like that. I'm just going, what I'm doing is I'm shaving a little bit off, which is been pushed into the face so that I can stick it down. I've put a little, I've gone and done exactly what I tell you not to do. And I've put a little bit too much glue and now it's moving, so I'm just going to hold it while I work with it. So I'm just going to flatten it a little bit more because we're making the snout, the mouth area and the snout. I need that to come out a little bit more. Okay. So I'm going to make that. And you can push this down a bit so that it's more round. Just use a little bit of vegetable fat to help it. So I need to flatten it a bit more. So what's going to happen is her little nose is going to go on the top. So this is basically the mouth. So we're going to just give it a crease in here like that. And a little bit of a mouth area. Okay, and then obviously, you know, dogs or most animals have this like this lip air, this creased lip thing that goes, I don't actually know what it's called, that goes up to the nose. I don't actually know what it's called. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, it's that little bit that goes, that little bit that goes up to the nose. And then we can put some dots for whiskers because they have whiskers. All animals generally have whiskers. Okay. And then we're going to pop the nose right on the top. And she's got a little round nose. She doesn't. The dogs, I find, either have, to do dogs, we either do a round nose or a round nose or a triangle nose. And this one's got a little round button nose. Seems to be too much. What I might do is I might actually just move over onto, if you can see, now I need to check. Might not be able to see. I'll have to move the camera. Yeah, I have to move the camera and zoom out a bit. And then I'll move the camera a bit. just going to be easier for me to work like this so that I don't mess around with the back of the head. We've got her little nose, that's from the side. And we're going to a little bit of glue. So we can pop a little nose on. I feel like that's too big. Maybe a little bit smaller. Sorry, as much as I like to show you guys exactly what I'm doing, if I can't see it in front of me, I'm going to get her face all wrong. She's going to be lopsided because I'm trying to, I'm too busy trying to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so there's her little nose. And then we're going to get on with her face. So her head is supposed to be at an angle. Just going to see if we can position it in the right way, like that, because she's actually leaning her head. So her head will actually be like that. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's get in, let's do the eyeball of this one. Just going to make it a little bit deeper. I'm just going to wash my hands quick because I'm going to work with white. So we're gonna make an actual little eyeball in there. We're actually gonna do a little eyeball in that one as well, but not as much, because basically it's meant to be closed, the eye. Because she's winking. So let's put some tad bit of glue in there and there as well. Just try and do them at the, try and simultaneously do the eyes so that we can get them right at the same time, and you know, same size and everything. Just get this. I'm going to change things around a bit again because I need space. I can't. It does make it difficult when I'm trying to do this on camera. Just make that one's going to be a lot smaller. It's just going to give the impression of an eyeball underneath. So we're going to cover it. Okay. So that's just got, okay, so let's do, I'm going to do the closed eye first. So basically we're going to create the eyelids, which will go over on top there. Oh, sorry, I've really now put too much glue on here and now it's moving all over the place. This little eye is moving. It's moving too much. I just want to take extra glue off. That's better. So we always take the thinner part for the corner of the eye. But this is going to cover that whole eyeball. That eyeball is just there to give an impression of an eyeball underneath. I have to hold her super gentle because of her still being very soft. And even applying pressure on here, just try and be as gentle as possible because she's still very, very soft. Then I'm going to do the other side. Am I going to do the other side? Oh, I'm going to give her an eyelid on the top of that side. Just on the top. And this is a lot thicker than I would normally do like an eyelash, so in the eyeliner, because I'm adding like an eyelid to it. Oh, I need to put an eyeball in, sorry. Let me put an eye, the color of the eye. Which is brown. Yeah, do I have black? I need black for the, I need black for her eyelashes, and I need black for her oh, that's too much. She's obviously, they're called big doe eyes because she's got big eyes. Do I have black? I do have black. I need black for her eyelashes and for the pupil. Sometimes it needs to be just really, really small. Because you're going to flatten it out. Okay. I'm going to actually add a very thin layer of the lighter color underneath. She doesn't have that bit underneath that would normally be there for like as an eyelash or an eyeline. I'm going to just add it in just to finish her eye off, otherwise it doesn't look like her eye is finished. Very, very thin. So normally on a human that would go in black as eyelash, yeah, basically as eyeliner kind of thing. She doesn't have that. Okay. Right, and then, so now we're going to add in her wink, which is black. with some beautiful with some beautiful eyelashes. Just be careful not to put too much. And because the wink is actually both top and bottom eyelashes, it'll be a little bit thicker. So just make sure it's in the right angle. I'll give her one eyelash there. I'll add another 2 little eyelashes. So what I normally do is I make this super thin, like really, really, really thin, and then I make it long enough for me to then fold in half. It can be tedious. Sometimes it doesn't work. Super thin, and then I cut it, and then I'll halve it. Now this might be a little too long. So make sure that both ends have got a pointy end. And then we halve it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oops. So that it looks like that. Oh, can you even see it? I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can see that. Oh no, I've just lost it. It's 2 little pointy bits which we're going to add to the end here. So that's just got, might be a little too long though. Trying to see. No, I think they're fine. A little wink. They might be a little too long, I think, maybe. I can always cut them down. Smooth them over. Cut them down a bit. So that they're not so long. Just make sure that they are separated, otherwise you just don't see it. Okay. And then we'll do the other eye. Also a little bit of glue, not a lot, just enough for it to stick down, to hold, to grip onto. This one won't be as thick because it's for just the top eyelid, not both top and bottom. So we drop it in by the corner of the eye and we follow the eyelash round and up. Just anchor it in there. Just dab it a little bit so that it sticks down. And then this end bit will become the first eye, you know, the one part of the eyelash, so that we only have to add in 2 little eyelashes. So we curl it up. And we can add in 2 more eyelashes. sometimes it's easier to just rub it on your palm. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work for you at all. Okay, so I don't want them too long, so I'm actually going to take the one and just make that bit. Halve it in. Might need to make that also just a little bit like that, and then we'll pick them up, put them on here. Here's a little bit of glue, just a tab. No. These tiny things can be quite a thing. Here we go. So there's her little face so far. So we're going to give her some color, and we're going to rosy up her cheeks, because that also makes a huge difference if we do that or not. And obviously also putting the glint in her eye. Always need a glint in the eye. If we don't do that, it does not look right at all. So we're just going to take a little bit. You don't need a hang of a lot. It's always such a tiny piece for the glint. Like really tiny piece. That is too much. Sometimes it's easier just to cut a piece and then pop it on. Put a little glint there. Right, you always need a glint in the eye. Without it, definitely can make or break what the face looks like. Okay. So I'm going to put it there like that. I'm going to get my brush for the give her some cheeks, rosy cheeks. There we go. And I always use this very light pink. It's quite a nice shade of pink. It's not too dark and looks quite natural. So she's got rosy little cheeks. And it's quite a thing on her face actually to have these little rosy cheeks. So I'm going to try and make them look quite prominent. She is super cute. Okay, so now I'm going to push this down as much as I can because I want it to rest in the direction that I need it to. Because what I'm going to do now, so now Okay, so that way she's not going to squash or anything. And we're going to start adding the rest of her detail, which is ears and horns and the flowers. Okay, so, and again I use wires just to anchor these things. This is a very, very thin bendy wire. It's florist wire that I use. Okay, so we're going to need 2 for the ears and 2 for the horns. I hope mine turns out as cute as the actual picture. Oh dear. I think, yes, okay. My tablet that I'm copying is dying. There. Okay. The tablet I'm using to copy from is dying. Okay, and then my horns I think are going to be a little bit longer. This is always to just anchor everything down so that we don't have issue. I'm just going to turn her around so I can check her face out, and if I can get, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put horns in first so that I know where then to put the ears. So that's going to be the horns, which are sort of longer than the ears. Okay. And then those are the ears on either side. Again, none of my stuff, just so that you do know, it's something that I always stipulate. I do not make things to be exact identical. There's copyright laws for things. So I'll never make it exact. Okay, so let's get these little ears on. I'm hoping actually by the time I get to it, that I've got an hour left. I should be able to be done with. And I'll be able to put the body on. I'm almost there, so I think we're going to start dusting and that kind of thing. So let's do horns first, ears first. Let's go horns first, and then I'll do ears. Ears are super easy. So her horns, okay, so her horns have got, right, sorry, I'm now looking at the picture on the screen as opposed to, because I no longer have my tablet next to me. Okay, so we're going to roll it. Okay, and what we're going to do, so that's roughly where we're at. Okay, we're going to flatten it out a little bit. And she's got 1, 2, 3, 4 little, okay. So we're going to cut it in the center. And then we're going to cut it there. We're going to cut it there. So very much like the way we do fingers. And then we're going to cut it there, I think. I could be wrong. No. Hold on. Let's try that again because I went and cut one too many times. Okay, let's just check the size. Okay. Just going to flatten it a bit. Okay, we're going to cut in the center. Cut, yeah, I cut one too many times. Then we're going to cut one there and one there. Okay, and then what we're going to do, this is how we do fingers, really. We're going to pull this out. Where's my tool? This one. Okay, so let me pull that out. I'm going to pull that one out as well. And then I'm going to roll it. So it looks like a horse. That's what her horns look like. Just neaten them up a bit. You can put one horn on top. And here, just a little bit of glue to anchor it and stick. So that's one horn. And then we're going to do the other little horn. Try and make them the same. Same thing, flatten that out a little bit on the top. Cut down the center. Cut on the side, at an angle on the side. Then you pull it out and just round it off. Pretty much like fingers. This is how you would do fingers. I'm going to just neaten them up and re-angle them the way you want them to be. If I didn't have the wires in there, these would fall over and they wouldn't dry up right. They would start flopping over because this is super soft. So soft and pliable, but with the wire it helps it to stay up and then and dry that way. Okay, do some ears. Her ears are fairly big in comparison to what I would normally do. So let's try and do, I'm going to cut this in half. So that's one for one ear and one for the other ear. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a little teardrop. So as usual, we start off round, and then we'll create a little teardrop. I kind of want them to I'm going to try and get them to be as equal as possible. That's pretty much dead on. Okay, we're going to put some, that's too much. Take the excess off and put it on that side. Okay. We're going to take this tool and we're going to splosh it in, well, splash it. We're going to push it in the center so that the point and the point of the ear is going to match up. And I'm going to do that all at the same time while I'm putting it on the ear. at the same time, because then I can, when I do that crease, it will go into, I can push it into onto the head. And I've done it too much. Sorry, I've done it too much because now the wire is showing. Sorry. Let's just make it equal again. I need to push it more towards the back. So I put it in. And then we create the crease, which we then flatten. If you can see like that. Just to flatten it a bit in the front. I'll just use it to anchor it a bit. Like that. And we can just shape it a bit. And then you can just use this one to follow through on the point. Just blending her ear in a little bit. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. I might just do it first a little bit before putting it on here. So that I can get it in, because the horn is now in the way. Her ear out a bit, just give her a little bit more. Okay, so we have ears. Are we happy? Are we happy? I think we are. I think she's pretty cute. Got her. Am I missing anything with her face? So now I'll put her flowers on. Okay, we're gonna put her flowers on there. I'm just wondering, actually no, I'm going to just do the definition with the chocolates, with the dusting on her face. I'm just going to do that on her face first before, because I don't want the dust getting on the flowers. Goodness gracious me, I need to clean my box. I need to clean my toolbox. It's got glitter but everywhere. Okay, so yeah. So I'm going to do the dusting now on her face, because I want to be able to put her flowers on, but I can't put her flowers on when I dust after her flowers, because that's just going to cause chaos. Okay, so I'm just going to do dusting now to just give her some. Oh, and we still need to put, oh right, okay. So we still need to put, I'm just going to, this is where her mouth is. It's going to define this a bit. So we still need to put her little dots on. So I'll do that as well. Her spots. So we're defining her mouth a little bit. Put it back on like that. Okay, so we're just going to give her some shading along here. It's dry enough for me to do this, and I do it very lightly and very gently. she's got it going all the way around her eye on the top. You'll see it's ever so slightly, but it's enough to give it some impact. Okay, and then she's got some shading in her ears and around her ears. So what I'm doing is I'm actually dusting the excess paint off. Inside there. So if I was doing this after I put the flowers, and the flowers would get this brown dusting, and that's the reason why I want to do it now before I do it, before I do the flowers, because I don't want the flowers getting brown bits and pieces. And then I think I'm going to end up doing the back, but I'll do the back when I do the body. Just so that it blends in together. Okay, so let's do the flowers. What flowers? They are pale pink and blue, and there is, believe it or not, you can't really see it on the picture, but there is a tiny little bird in there. A tiny, tiny little bird. Oh, okay, let me just do some of this. So what I'm going to do, she needs little, her spots, which I need to put along her face. So we just put some spots, faces here. And they're going to be tiny little spots, and I'm not going to make them totally round. They're going to be random. Maybe roundish, but not completely round. Over up the center of her face. And one more bit. Okay, so that's going to be that. where does she have, she's got on her bum. So I'm going to just do, while I'm busy doing this, I'm just going to do on her bum as well. She's got spots. Oh no, wait, I won't do that first because I need to dust it first before I do the spots. I lie. Okay, so let's do, we're busy with the face, so let's do this flowers. Now, I'm not too sure if my flowers are going to be, I'm worried that my flowers are going to be too big. I don't have flowers that are smaller, but they're pale blue and they're pale pink, so I'm going to, you know what, actually, I'm going to not do them in the color. I'm going to dust them pink and blue because they actually look whitish with pinks and blues. So I'm going to just dust them, I think. So I'm going to make them in white and then I'm going to dust them in pinks and blues. So there's mainly pink and then there's like 1 or 2 blue with blue leaves. Okay, let's see what we can do. My flowers are not going to be the same flowers. And then we're also going to make a little bird. So we're going to just do a whole bunch of little flowers. And I'm going to dust them pink and blue because they are whitish with the pink and blue. And again, I dust when it's dry, not when it's wet, because yeah, it doesn't tend to work as well when the gum paste is still wet. So like now, the outer skin layer of the topper now is pretty much dried. It's inside that's not dry. Same with the face. The outer side is dry, but the inside is what's not dry. I'd rather make more flowers and build on top of each other than not. So I'm going to make extra flowers and then we'll build on top of them. Turn over. So yeah, my flowers don't look the same, but it's fine. So we're going to make a little dot in the middle. And then we're going to build on that and we'll make some, there's blue leaves. I haven't seen blue leaves before. We'll do some blue leaves, it's fine. Okay. Maybe it. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of glue around here just so that we can get the flowers to stick, and then we'll build on that. Okay. And somewhere in there I'm supposed to put a little blue bird. So I'll have to build a little blue, make a little blue bird, which I'll do. Oh. Okay, let's turn it around so that you can see what I'm doing. No. It's so small that it keeps falling out my hand. I don't know how these people who do those tiny little cakes, and I don't know how they do it. And I've got small fingers. So it's not like, oh, they don't go over across her ears. Okay. So let's just do extra here. I'm going to put extra flowers here. One has to go there. Okay, then we're going to build on top of those. I'm just going to have one more in the center. That is the blue one. We'll put on top. Yeah. Okay, so that's her little flowers. So I don't need any of these extras. What I'm going to do is I need to make some little leaves. So I'll do, so that's super easy. We'll just make tiny little teardrops. And then we'll flatten them to put them where we want them to go. So we'll have one there, and one over here, and possibly one over there. Okay. So I think it's like three little leaves. Oh, that's a bit big. A bit smaller. I'll roll it into a teardrop. And flatten it. It looks like a leaf. One more over on the other side. Okay. And then let's make our little blue birdie, which will be in blue. He's sitting on top of her head. Tiny, tiny little blue bird. So we're going to make this bird all in one. Going to roll it for the head and body. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. Pull its little tail out. I don't think you can even see this. It's so tiny. It is super tiny. I'm just pulling its tail out. And I'll push it in like that to create a little tail. This is very, very tiny. I'm probably just going to pop two little dots for eyeballs. And it, you know what? I'm just going to use some, when it's dry, I'm just going to use a black pen, edible pen, to do its eyeballs. And oh, this is super tiny. Okay. Super tiny. And these days, my eyes are not so good. Okay. So, oh no. with trying to keep its shape. So what I'm going to do is when it's dry, I'm going to just dot 2 little eyeballs, and then I will stick on a little beak. So he's hiding in there like that. So funny, so cute. Okay, so I will just put some eyeballs on him later. But I'm going to leave that to dry for a little bit because I can't dust those flowers until it's a little bit dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust the body. I'm going to dust the body now. I just want to wash my brush. The brush I'm going to use, I like using for dusting, but I generally use it for pink. Okay, so right, let's move this little mannequin over here, and I've got this smaller one if I need it. Right, so let's get this kind of, so she's darker in some areas and then lighter in other areas. So where she's darker is down here. On the belly and in the creases. And then obviously her hooves are darker than the rest of her body. then she's darker on the down the center of her. She goes from dark to light. So I'll try and shade it from the center of her spine out. And I'm not pushing very hard, I'm going as gentle as I can. Again, it's not, if she was completely dry, I'd probably be able to push a little harder, but it's not necessary. We want it to be gentle. We want to be gentle with her. Okay, and then I think we definitely need to do the back of her head. So I'll do the back of her head. I think she's got a little bit of dusting needing here at the back. Like that. Just to match the rest of her body. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's do the flowers. I need this tiny little brush. I'm just going to wash it because it was used brown on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually spruce it up a bit with some shimmer pink on the flowers and that, just so that it looks fun and pretty and funky. And a tad of blue, the little leaves. And one little flower in the center. So I'm using the shimmer, a shimmer blue and a shimmer pink, so that it gives her a little bit of sparkles. And then she just needs white centers. And actually, we're pretty much done. We are pretty much done. I'm going to pop her head on so that we can see what it looks like with her head on. Oh, my hands are tainting the white. So I'm just going to, oh, we need to put her spots on. I'm just going to put little white centers on the flowers. It'll go. Yeah, I think the last thing I need to do is just put the deer's spots on her back, which I'll do now. Isn't that cute? Super cute. Let's just do the spots on her back. Again, not too much and not too big and random looking actually. So just dot it around. They're not perfectly round or anything like that, so we just take a splotch and I'll push them out and make them look random. And that's that. So should we just do one last thing and put the head on? We put her head on, and just think we need to make this a little bit shorter. But I'm not going to stick her head on because I want it to dry more, but I just want to put it on so that you can see how it's going to look. And how cute is she? She's cute. I'm super happy with that. I think that came out quite well. Yeah, so that's it. I will take this off now and leave her body and her head to dry some more, and then I will glue her head on tomorrow when it is dry. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me today and for watching through. If you watched it from beginning to end, I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new and learned something from it. I just like to be able to possibly share some knowledge and help somebody else learn something. I will be on tomorrow. What am I doing tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow I'm going to be doing buttercream, more advanced buttercream roses and Gerberas in buttercream on cupcakes. So, yeah. Hold on, you're not even seeing me. Let me say, follow me on my various socials, and obviously like and subscribe to me. Yeah, I'm on tomorrow and Friday again at 9:30, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys, hope you enjoyed it.